What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the Journey Podcast. I have a really amazing episode for you guys that's going to help out so much. And what we're going to talk about is getting over the fear of filming in the gym. Now, this is going to be like everybody's going to experience this one way or another. And if you're just starting your coaching business and you're just starting to get into creating content, at some point you are going to have to get over the hurdle of filming in the gym. If you're training at a packed gym, a commercial gym, there's going to be a lot of people there, and it can be absolutely terrifying to start filming in the gym or start creating content in the gym. I remember because that was me back almost 10 years ago. I started filming my workouts in the gym, and it was probably the most frightening thing I've ever done. And I will say I speak to hundreds of people every single week. I get on stage and I speak to students in person, and I will say filming myself in the gym those first few times was 100 million times more scarier than anything else I've ever done publicly. So I know how it feels, and I know that it's a big roadblock that holds people back. And this actually came from a student of mine inside the PTBI course who asked, how do I get over, filming myself in the gym and creating content? He's like, I know I need to do it, but I find myself caring more about what these strangers think about me in that moment than, I do about my business. And I'm like, wow, that is a very powerful thing, because you're not alone in that, and everybody struggles with that. And he really he gave it to where the obvious answer was in his question. He said, I find that I'm not scared of being judged by my friends, but I'm scared of being judged by people I don't know and total strangers. And I was like, what do you mean by that? Can you elaborate? He's like, I don't know anybody in the gym. I don't know their names. I don't know their story. I don't know anything about them. But for some reason, I'm more nervous about what they think, because if I pull out the camera, I'm scared that they might be judging me. So he said, how do you get over filming that in the gym? And I have, a laundry list of notes here that I use to help my students get over that. And I'm about to share that with you. So that way, by the end of this, you have the tools and resources to move forward to actually apply what you're going to learn into your business or into your content journey. So this is one of those things that you need to have before you start your business, because if you're going to be building a business online, you're going to need to be able to create content. So how do you get over filming yourself in the gym, or even taking pictures in public? I walk down the sidewalk, and sometimes in La Jolla, I see models and photographers taking pictures on the sidewalk. So how do you even just get over being publicly creating content? Well, the first step, I always say, is to stop judging other people. If you fear that other people are judging you, subconsciously, you are judging other people. I knew a girl one time, and she went to a rave, and she posted a picture of her rave outfit, and she had 75 shares. And then on her close friend story, she says, like, this has been getting at me all day, like worrying about what people are saying about me. She had assumed that all 75 of those shares were people who were judging her and talking bad about her. And in my thought process, when I saw that picture, I was like, this is a dope fucking picture. This outfit looks great. I would want to send that to my friends. And so why wouldn't you subconsciously think that those 75 shares are people saying, wow, look how great she looks, or look at her outfit, or this is so awesome. But automatically she went to the assumption that people were judging her. And it's because subconsciously she judges other people right off the bat. And so that's the only way that her brain can process that being happened to her. And so if you are afraid of people judging you, then you need to be the first person to stop judging other people. For me, what actually happened is when I started creating content in the gym, I had guys coming up to me and saying, dude, you know what? I see you filming in the gym, and I respect you for it, because that's something that I want to do, but I just don't have the balls to do it. So keep it up. And I actually gained a lot more respect than I did haters. And it was really like eye-opening for me. And now when I see people in the gym, I'm like, you know what, good for them. Like, that's really awesome. And when I post something, I never assume that people are talking bad about me. And even if they do, I don't really care. So the first step is that if you are afraid of other people judging you, stop judging other people and start thinking very positively about what they're doing. And you will rewire your brain to condition it to think that other people are thinking the same of you. And it's going to make it easier to start doing the things that you want to do judgment-free. Now, the second thing that's a little bit more tangible is you need to create an identity that does the thing that you want to do, right? I shared a funny story about this. Everybody in the gym knows that fucking dude with his gloves on, and he's doing his dancing and shadow boxing, and he's off in the corner doing his thing, and he's fucking out in the middle of his sets, grooving and, moving around, and nobody bats an eye about him because they're like, oh, that's just that guy, right? That's just Crazy Joe. Crazy Joe's just out here doing his thing, like fucking busting a move in between sets. And so people just see him as that person. That's his identity. And so when people see you as an identity, they don't think twice about it because they know that's how you are, right? And so if you create an identity as the type of person who films their workouts, or the type of person who creates content, that is your identity, then it's going to be aligned with who you are, and people will see you aligned with that identity. The reason why filming your content at first can be, pretty scary is because it's not aligned with your identity, right? At first, you're the person who gets their workouts. Now you're the person who gets their workouts and films their workouts. And that can be a little bit scary. But if you're the person who films their workouts and everybody knows you as a person who films the workouts, then they're not going to think twice about it because that's just who you are. That's just how they see you. That is your identity. So create an identity of the type of person who actually does what you want to do and step into that identity. I call this creating your alter ego. It's an exercise that we do inside of PTBI, but essentially it's what are the characteristics of the person that you want to be, and then pretend to be that person as if you were that person, and eventually you will become that person. Something that I do is, practicing to step into that identity is create some type of trigger or some type of, signal where it's time to step into that identity, right? If you're training, right, maybe putting on a specific hat is like, hey, I'm putting on my content hat, and every time I wear this hat, I am this person that I'm pretending to be, and eventually you will become that person. So I call that stepping into your identity. Those really, really help because it shifts your mindset to become the person you need to in order to get the thing that you need done, right? Because right now you are not strong enough to get what you need to get done. And so you need to pretend to be the person who is strong enough to do what you need to get done. And that's what creating an identity is all about. Now, the next thing is have someone help you, right? It can be really, really terrifying to go in with the tripod and set up your workouts, by yourself. It could be really, really like isolating. So having someone to help you film your workouts shares the embarrassment a little bit. And not even that it's an embarrassment, but you guys get what I'm saying. Like it shares the attention a little bit. So find someone that also wants to create content that might be a little bit scared, like an accountability partner or a gym buddy, and go in with that person and start creating content for each other. And that's going to share, that attention. It's going to make it a lot easier for you to create content. When I was filming my workouts from, 2018 to 2020, I shared attention because I had someone every single day that I filmed with. He filmed my workouts, I filmed his workouts, and it was really fun to have someone to share that with and not be totally alone in that journey. So find someone to help you. Now, after you do that, you just have to fucking do it, right? Those are all the preliminary stages. That's how you're going to get warmed up into it. But like eventually you are just going to have to jump into the deep water and learn how to swim. You just got to fucking do it. And what will happen is when you do it enough times, it will become normal for you. Right? Like I mentioned, creating your identity, becoming the type of person who does that thing. Eventually, after enough time, you are just going to be that dude who films their workouts or that girl who films a workout, and nobody's going to care because that's your identity. That's how they see you. And so when you do it enough times, it will become normal. Now, another thing is you have to remember, nobody gives a shit. Nobody cares. And if somebody does judge you, just remember the second they leave the room, they don't even have to leave the gym, but the second they leave the room or the second they take their eyes off you, they're thinking about something else, right? So why would you care to occupy someone's mind for 10 seconds? Why would you care so much to hurt yourself and your growth when you're only occupying someone's mind for 10 seconds? It's not worth their time or energy. It's not worth your time or energy to sacrifice yourself in order to please someone else that you don't even know, right? And that's just if they care, right? If they care. Chances are they probably won't. And so nobody really cares about what you're doing, right? Nobody cares. Think about, all the people who are overweight in the gym that are in the gym for the first time and they're so scared of being judged because they're overweight. You don't even see them. No one cares. Everyone's focused on their own shit. And so if you bust out your camera, people are probably gonna be like, oh, that's interesting. And then move on with their day. And I always say, what used to kill me when I was first starting this is, I would be scared to film myself in the gym and I would not do it because I would be scared of what other people were judging me for. And then I'd be home at night, be like 5, 6 o'clock, and I'd be beating myself in the head thinking I should be posting right now. I should have content, but I cared more about what those people in the gyms thought of me. Whereas now I'm regretting that decision the entire night. Whereas if I had just took 15 minutes to get the content that I needed, I would have been happy and satisfied with what I had done, knowing that I did what I needed to do for the rest of the night. Right. And so while I'm laying in bed thinking about, damn it, I put so much care about these people who don't even know me, and they're not even thinking about me. They're thinking about their own lives. Right. And so like it made more sense for me to just do the damn thing for 10 seconds and not have to think about it for the rest of the night, knowing that I did what I needed to do to progress. Right. The other thing is that if you are an online coach and you have skills and abilities to help people online and you are not showing up and not creating content, you're actually doing a disservice to the people who are, consuming your content online. Right. One of the things is like, yes, you might be creating content in the gym and the people in the gym, might see you in person, but they're not following you online. The people who are following you are counting on you to create that content for them. You're not creating the content for the people in the gym. You're creating the content for your audience online and for your business online. And so you are doing them a disservice by not showing up for them by creating that content in the gym. Right. So that's actually all I have for the notes today. A lot of good takeaways. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know if this helped. With that being said, catch you in the next episode. Peace.